Good night, my name is Lisa Riescos, and today I will explain about the verbals in English and Spanish. Verbals are fascinating linguistic concepts that bridge the gap between words and another parts of the speech. In both English and Spanish, verbals play a crucial role in sentence structure and expressions, offering a versatile means of conveying ideas. Definition of verbal in English and Spanish. English verbals are no fibers form that can functions and nouns, adjective, or arbits. The three main types of English verbals are infinites, to run, gerunds, running, and participles, running, having run. About the Spanish verbals, in Spanish, verbals are also non-fibers form, but they are known as infinitivos, gerundios, and participios. These forms serve similar functions to their English counterparts, allowing for more flexible and nuanced language expressions. About the shared characteristics, both English and Spanish verbs share the common feature of the being derived from verbs, yet they can function as other parts of the speech, adding depth and versatility to the language. About the forms of the verbals in English and Spanish. English verbals. The three main forms of the English verbals are infinitive, gerunds, and participles. Infinitives being with to and express an action or a state, to run, to be. Gerunds and ing, and functions as noun running, being. Participles can be present like running or past, having run. About the Spanish verbals, counterparts to these forms are infinitivos, gerundios, and participios. Infinitivos am, in, are, or ir, or, and express an action or state, correr, ser. Gerundios en, in, ando, or yendo, and function as nouns or nouns of the verbs. Corriendo, siendo. Participios can be present, corriendo, or past, corrido, sido. About the similarities and difference, while the forms of the English and Spanish verbals share similarities in their functions, the specific endings and grammatical constructions can vary between the two languages, requiring careful consideration when translating or learning the nuances of each verbal system. Usage of verbal in English and Spanish. Infinitives in English and Spanish. In both language can be used as the subject, object, or complement of the sentence, as well as the various idiomatic expressions. However, Spanish infinitives can also function as the subject of the sentence, usage that is less common in English. About the gerunds in English and Spanish. Gerunds in English and Spanish, gerundios, can be used as noun functioning of the subject, object, or the complement of the sentence. They can also be used to express ongoing or continuous actions and in certain grammatical constructions. About the participles in English and Spanish. Both language can be used as adjective modifying nouns or in common verbs forms. Spanish participios also have addictions uses, such as in passive constructions that may differ from their English counterparts. About the difference in sentence structure between English and Spanish verbal. In English, typically follows a subject-verb-object sentence structure, while Spanish can have more flexible order after placing the verbs before the object. With the second, we have the in English verbals tend to be positioned closer to the main verbs, whereas in Spanish, verbs may be placed in different position within the sentence, sometimes separate from the main verbs. And the third, we have the Spanish verb, including verbs have a more complex conjugation system with district endings for person, number, tense, and mood, compared to the simpler conjugation in English. About the similarities in sentence structure between English and Spanish verbs, we have the infinitive usage. Both English and Spanish use infinitive to express purpose, obligation, or necessary in similar ways, such as I need to study and necesito estudiar. About the gerunds construction in English and Spanish, can be used to express outgoing actions or describe habitual behaviors as I enjoy reading, me gusta leer. About the participle modifications, in both language can be used to modify nouns, creating and describes phrases like the running child, el niño corriendo. The passive voice in the both English and Spanish has used verbal construction to form passive voice sentence through the specific grammatical structure way different. The grammatical construction in English and Spanish, for example, infinitive construction in English, to plus infinitive, to run. Infinitive as subject, object, or complement. About the Spanish in this part is infinitivo correr, infinitivo as subject, object, or complement. About the gerund constructions in this part, in English, we have the gerund as noun, running. The second part, gerund is progressive aspect is running. In Spanish, gerundio as noun or adverb corriendo. Gerundio is progressive aspect está corriendo. In participle construction, in English, present participle as adjective, the running child. Past participle in compound verbs for as has run. In Spanish, participio as adjective, el niño corriendo. Participio in compound verb for ha corrido. We have the conclusion. Verb in English and Spanish, including infinitives, gerunds, and participle, played a crucial role in both the English and Spanish language of very versatile ways to express ideas and construct sentences. While English and Spanish verbs share common functions and characteristics, there are also notable differences in the grammatic construction, sentence structures, and conjunction system. Okay, thank you so much. This was my presentation. Have a good night.